today's words of wisdom, rediscover the supreme power within yourself, will be presented in Cantonese and English, with subtitles in Arabic, Aussie or Vietnamese, Chinese, Dutch, English, French, German, Hebrew, Hindi, Hungarian, Indonesian, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Mongolian, Persian, Polish, Portuguese, Punjabi, Romanian, Russian, Spanish, Thai, Urdu, and Turkish.
香港由260個美麗嘅島嶼組成，呢個地名源自香港島上嘅石排灣，翻譯過嚟就係芳香的港口。靈感來自於喺石排灣交易嘅芳香木料同芬香。香港亦以演藝事業聞名於世，尤其武術最令人稱道。好幾位喺荷里活家傳戶曉嘅演員呢，都係出身自香港嘅電影圈㗎。例如李小龍、周潤發、成龍、楊紫瓊、李連杰同埋張國榮。另外值得一提嘅就係世界上最高嘅摩天大樓呢，香港就有4座。而喺不久前，2006年嘅11月，嚟自香港嘅張平路博士榮獲故事和平獎，表彰佢喺醫藥同學術方面嘅傑出貢獻。由於許多真理追求者誠心嘅邀請，清海無上師曾多次造訪香港，分享佢嘅智慧與見解，讓大眾更開悟、更了解上帝嘅天國。2000年嘅愛海之旅，清海無上師再次接受求道者嘅誠摯邀請而莅臨香港。
我哋而家邀請你聆聽呢場睿智嘅開示，重獲內在至高力量。清海無上師喺1993年5月28日講於香港。
Supreme Master Qinghai's lectures are not a complete meditation instruction. Please do not try alone. For free of charge guidance, please visit www.godsdirectcontact.org or contact any of our centers near you.
What makes us always wanting to be in a higher position and to possess more power, possess more property?
到底係乜嘢令我哋要成日要想得到更多嘅力量、更多嘅權位、更多嘅財產呢？
That is this wisdom, this supreme power.
就係呢個智慧同埋呢個最高嘅力量。
Because within ourselves, this spark of life, of wisdom, of God, always alive and always urging us to remember what we truly are, how great we truly were.
因為喺我哋裏邊嘅呢個火花不斷咁樣提醒我哋，其實我哋係咁偉大，我哋真實其實係應該係點樣嘅。
It tries always to tell us that the life we had before in heaven is more glorious, more satisfied, more powerful, and everything we have at our disposition without having to beg, without having to work for. It always trying to remind us like that within our subconsciousness.
佢喺下意識裏邊不斷咁提醒我哋以前喺天國喺最快樂嗰個地方嗰度所得到嘅嘢呢，係幾咁好，幾咁榮耀，而又唔需要向人哋乞求。
That is the life we had before we concentrate ourselves, our thinking and our energy in this material existence.
呢個存在呢，係喺我哋將我哋嘅精力同埋智慧集中咗喺呢個物質嘅肉體之前嘅。
And that what makes us unhappy in this life.
而偏偏呢樣嘢就令到我哋喺呢一個生命裏邊覺得好唔快樂㗎。
And then we think, then probably we must have more power, more political power, more economical power, or more possession, or more love relationships, etc. We think maybe these will bring us the happiness that we are lacking.
咁我哋又以為呢，如果我哋盡量去爭取多啲嘅權利啊、地位啊、財產啊、富貴呢，咁我哋就會更加開心啦。
So therefore we spend our time, energy, enthusiasm and thinking power into acquiring more power, more possession, or more love affairs, etc.
所以我哋就浪費我哋嘅精力啊、意志力啊等等呢，就喺爭取呢啲物質上嘅嘢方面啦。
But then the more we accumulate, the more disappointment, and we keep looking for more, and then we find that nothing truly makes us happy in this life.
當我哋越積聚得多財富嘅時候呢，我哋就越覺得唔開心，直到呢，我哋知道根本呢個世界上冇乜嘢能夠真正令我哋開心嘅。
And this disappointment sometimes breeds further violence, further greed, further attachment.
呢種咁嘅唔開心呢，會令到我哋產生會有暴力啊、貪心啊等等嘅概念啦。
And consequently, sometimes it breeds wars between nations, or breeds disagreements even between good friends or good family relationship.
有陣時佢甚至會令到國家產生戰爭，令到好朋友變成仇人，甚至乎破壞好嘅家庭添。
So the only way to achieve this everlasting and stable happiness is to find our true selves, our true state of being.
所以唯一揾到呢個永恆嘅方法呢，就要揾到我哋嘅真我，呢個永遠嘅個體。
Many people, millions of people have found it.
好多人，好多幾百萬人都曾經揾到佢呢樣嘢㗎啦。
And they lead a different life.
佢哋有一個另外唔同嘅生命啦。
Not physically.
唔係肉體上嘅。
Just mentally, spiritually.
而係靈體上嘅。
Physically, they are still the successful businessmen, the pure politicians, the best congressmen, or maybe the good housewife, good professors, etc.
喺肉體上嚟講，佢哋仍然都係嗰個好成功嘅政客啊，或者一個好成功嘅商家，或者一個好嘅妻子等等啫。
We still see in them taking in the income or trying to prosper in their own business, but to them, inside, the change is tremendous.
表面上我哋見佢都係咁樣繼續喺度揾錢，但其實喺裏邊佢哋已經有好巨大嘅改變嘅。
The change, only the person who has realized godliness within himself knows.
呢種改變只有認識到佢裏邊嘅上帝嘅嗰啲人先至會明白嘅。
Sometimes the outsider people have also noticed that this person has become very different, but they do not know how different and what different, in which way he is different.
有陣時外邊嘅人亦都會留意到呢啲人已經係改變咗，但係又講唔出到底佢哋點樣改唔同呢？點解會改變呢？同埋喺邊一方面改變咗嘅。
But the person who has realized godly quality or even partial of his supreme wisdom understands very well where he has changed and how he has become better, and the way he talks, his outlook about life, and his interrelationship with other people, they are all different than before enlightenment.
但係呢個已經明白咗佢裏邊嘅上帝，或者只係得到部分嘅呢種智慧嘅人呢，就自己已經係知道佢到底喺邊一方面改變咗，佢對呢個世界嘅睇法有啲咩唔同等等，已經佢自己係好清楚嘅。
These people, even though they do not wear any monk's robe, they are truly renunciates.
呢啲人雖然佢哋並冇着起袈裟，但係其實佢哋係真正嘅出家人嚟㗎。
They renounce even monkhood.
佢哋放棄比出家人更多。
In order to serve the society, in order to preserve their family happiness, in order to sacrifice for the welfare of the whole world, of the whole universe.
為咗呢個貢獻俾呢個社會，為咗 貢獻俾佢嘅家人，同埋為咗拯救呢個整個宇宙。
Normally, after enlightenment, after we have a taste of enlightenment, we would like to just stay alone somewhere and enjoy that every day.
通常當我哋初次嘗到開悟嘅滋味之後呢，我哋都會想自己匿埋一邊，好好咁享受一下呢種滋味嘅。
But then we still have obligation to the society. Through the society's love, we have grown up, we have education, and then even we get enlightenment. Therefore, we have to give back what we earned, what we discover.
但係我對呢個社會呢係仍然有責任要盡嘅，因為我哋喺呢個社會得到唔少嘅嘢，所以即使係開悟之後，我哋亦都應該要還翻俾呢個社會嘅。
In order to work shoulder by shoulders with our brothers and sisters and bring enlightenment into the world.
我哋要同我哋嘅兄弟姊妹並肩一齊工作，要將開悟帶嚟呢個世界。
If everyone after enlightenment just stay in the mountain, Himalaya, in a cave somewhere and enjoy himself, then soon the world will have less and less enlightened person.
如果每一個開悟咗嘅人都匿埋喺喜馬拉雅山獨自享受嘅話呢，咁呢個世界上嘅開悟嘅人就會越嚟越少㗎啦。
And our great wisdom, which we have now discovered, is not much use in a practical sense to the world.
我哋而家所得到嘅呢個大智慧呢，喺實際作用嚟講，對呢個社會呢，就係個實際作用唔係好大。
We should bring heaven into our earth instead of aiming to go to heaven alone.
我哋應該將天堂帶嚟呢個世界，而唔係我哋自己獨自走去天堂嘅。
That's the reason why some of the brothers and sisters of the enlightened circle, they come back into the world and share the message with the brothers and sisters.
所以有好多已經開悟咗嘅兄弟姊妹呢，會重新翻嚟呢個世界，分享呢一個消息俾世人㗎。
And do their best to make everybody become a saint.
希望能夠令每個人都能夠成為聖人。
And then we do not need even to go to heaven. We make the world become a paradise.
咁我哋根本都唔需要去天堂，因為我哋已經將呢個世界變為樂土。
We have always been looking for peace in this world.
我哋喺呢個世界時時都追尋和平嘅。
And many nations and the United Nations, etc., have tried their best to make reconciliation between broken ties, between the countries that have in conflict with each other.
好多國家，包括聯合國在內呢，都係盡咗最大努力，想話修補呢啲國家好多國家之間嘅裂痕嘅。
Sometimes with success, sometimes without.
有陣時佢哋成功，但係有陣時亦都失敗。
And yesterday, the intelligent and very gentle journalist also asked me one more question, whether I have a wish. What do I wish? I said, I don't have any wish. So he said, at least world peace or something. I said, world peace is not possible at the moment, so I don't wish for the thing impossible.
尋日嗰位好高智慧嘅記者先生亦都有問我一個問題，佢話最低限度你都應該有啲對呢個世界有啲願望㗎，譬如話希望和平啊咁。但係師父話呢，我唔會祈求一啲唔可能嘅事嘅。
It's not because the United Nations have not tried their best. It's not because of many presidents or politicians are not pure in their motive.
唔係話聯合國並冇盡到力，亦都唔係話嗰啲國家嘅領導人係目標唔單純。
It is because many of our brothers and sisters have not truly found peace within themselves.
而係因為好多我哋嘅兄弟姊妹並未曾揾到佢哋自己裏邊嘅和平。
And they forever still searching happiness and true peace outside.
而佢哋仍然都喺度揾緊呢一種得唔到嘅快樂同埋真正嘅和平。
And so long as we still have these brothers and sisters who are trying to look for peace, happiness outside of themselves, we do not have true peace and everlasting peace in this world.
直到目前為止呢，佢哋仍然都係揾緊佢哋呢種外邊嘅根本得唔到嘅呢種和平同快樂。
Therefore, most of us know that despite all the finance, all the time, all the energy spent in making world peace, we often failed.
所以我哋亦都體會到，即管我哋用咗唔少嘅時間、金錢同努力喺尋求世界和平嗰方面，而我哋都係未曾能夠成功嘅。
Even if we succeed, the outcome is only temporary.
就算我哋成功咧，嗰個結果都係通常都係暫時嘅啫。
Or even if we succeed to have peace in one country, the next country will break out in war.
就算我哋喺一個國家成功得到和平，喺第二度另外一個國家又是爆發戰爭啦。
I very seldom read newspapers except when I'm on a long flight and too bored and just try to forget the smoke around me. I read newspapers.
通常我好少睇報紙嘅，除非係坐長途飛機，為咗避開嗰啲吸煙，所以先至會間中睇下報紙嘅啫。
And every time I read newspapers or magazine, wars, criminals, violence, recessions, inflations, anything that is no good for us.
每次睇緊報紙咧，都係睇到嘅都係戰爭啦、罪惡啦、經濟不景啊、大衰退啊呢啲咁嘅唔好消息嘅。
Even for religious sake, people make war with each other. So can you imagine how do we live in this world?
甚至為咗宗教上嘅原因咧，嗰啲人都可以打仗嘅。咁你哋想象下，我哋點能夠生存喺呢個世界上邊呢？
And yesterday I watched some news in the aeroplane while on the way to Hong Kong.
琴日喺嚟香港嘅飛機上邊呢，我睇過一張報紙。
And there was only violence, poverty, hopelessness, different parts around the world.
裏邊嘅消息全部都係貧窮、罪惡、暴行喺全世界各地。
So I just shook my head and talked to the neighbor. I said, "This is the world in which we live. This is not true."
我唯有擰下頭同我隔離嗰位先生講，我話呢個就係我哋所住嘅世界㗎啦。你話係咪真嘅呢？
With your help, perhaps we can make the world better, if not the best place.
無論點都好呢，或者有你哋嘅幫助呢，我哋可以令到呢個世界會覺得更快樂，即使唔係最好嘅地方都。
So I'm not coming to be your teacher. I'm just coming to properly ask your cooperation.
所以我嚟呢度呢，就唔係話想做你哋嘅老師，或者應該講我嚟呢度係要求各位嘅合作㗎。
Because you have this supreme wisdom and the supreme power within yourself. You are the supreme master in the universe.
因為你哋有呢種至高嘅力量同智慧喺你哋裏邊，你哋其實先至係呢個宇宙嘅最高嘅主人嚟㗎。
And why don't you use this supreme power to help the world, or at least help yourself in your struggle to find peace and happiness?
咁點解你哋唔用呢個至高嘅力量嚟到幫助呢個世界，或者最低限度幫助你自己去揾到呢個歡樂啊？
One more person find happiness, that means less one person miserable in this world.
多一個人揾到快樂呢，即係話少一個人喺呢個世界上面係悲哀嘅。
And the more the better. Many of you in the audience are already grown up to a ripe age of a gentleman or lady.
因為在座各位呢，亦都已經係好成熟啦，已經長大成為一個成人嘅先生女士啦。
And most of you must have realized by now that position, money, fame, love affairs do not bring lasting and true happiness.
咁你哋亦都應該好多都明白到呢，其實名利愛情呢啲呢，並唔能夠帶嚟俾你哋永久嘅快樂㗎。
Why do not we try to return to where we came from, to regain our supreme position, to rediscover our supreme wisdom which can do anything at all?
咁點解我哋唔嘗試下翻返去我哋嘅源頭，揾翻我哋嘅至高嘅力量，做我哋任何想要做嘅嘢呢？
The reason why I have many disciples because I have found this wisdom, because I have realized my true self.
我之所以有咁多徒弟呢，就因為我已經揾到我嘅真我，我已經揾到我嘅智慧。
What appeals to them is the pure truth that I convey every time, and they know this is the truth because they have the truth within themselves. So when I present that, it matches.
我之所以能夠吸引到佢哋呢，係因為佢哋知道我而家俾佢哋嘅呢種真正嘅力量呢，呢種真理呢，係其實佢哋自己裏邊亦都有嘅，所以我一教俾佢哋嘅時候呢，佢哋就會覺得好配合啦。
And my disciples claim that they have seen me with a lot of miraculous power, rescue them, help them in different parts of the world at the same times.
我呢啲徒弟時時都話我曾經好神奇咁樣幫過佢哋，或者拯救過佢哋，有啲好奇怪、好神蹟出現喺世界各地。
Every incredible things they credit it to my power.
有任何奇妙嘅事發生喺佢哋身上呢，佢哋都認為係我嘅力量嚟㗎。
But actually, all of us have this power. I tell you in all honesty.
其實我好誠實咁話俾各位聽，其實你哋每一位裏邊都有呢種力量喺度㗎。
Most of us are too busy clinging to our little intelligence, our little education, our little craftiness that we have learned from childhood, from the society, from school, and we're too proud of these to let go in order to know our true power.
只不過絕大部分人呢都太執着於我哋自小喺學校、社會嗰度得翻嚟嘅智慧、學識、技巧，而忘記咗我哋其實有呢個裏邊最高嘅力量。
That's what prevents you from knowing your greatness.
就係呢樣嘢令到你哋唔能夠揾到你哋裏邊嘅最偉大之處。
That's what makes difference between perhaps me and yourself.
或者呢個就係令你覺得你同我唔同嘅地方。
Only because you think you are different. Only because you allow this thinking to exist. Otherwise, there is no difference at all whatsoever between Jesus, Buddha, and any other great master and your very own self.
只不過係因為你呢種自己認為自己不如人嘅呢種思想，令到你覺得你同耶穌基督、佛陀或者其他嘅名師、偉大嘅名師有唔同嘅地方，就係呢種思想令到你哋覺得唔同嘅啫。
There's no need to worship too many masters. No need to worship Buddha or Jesus. Just be one. Just remember you are great before you are entangled in this physical mass.
唔需要去崇拜嗰啲咁多名師或者其他嘅耶穌基督等等，只要你哋認清楚自己其實未曾嚟到呢個肉體之前，其實亦都係個好偉大嘅個體嚟嘅。
If you do not remember, we have a way to make you remember. And that is a method we call Guan Yin. Whatever name you want is fine. It's fine.
如果你唔記得咗呢個方法嘅話呢，我哋而家貢獻翻呢個方法俾你哋，就係呢一個觀音法門，或者你哋稱為任何咩法門都好啦。
It is the way of awakening our memory of our true origin.
呢個就係一個方法，叫醒我哋嘅真我，令我哋回憶翻、記翻起我哋嘅源頭嘅。
And once awakened, we will never forget again.
一叫醒咗你之後呢，你永遠都唔會再忘記㗎啦。
And once you have found this happiness, you hardly lose it, hardly ever. Except you deliberately ignore it, refuse it, because of some reason.
一揾到呢種快樂之後呢，你永遠唔會再失去佢㗎啦，除非你有意蓄意咁樣嚟到放棄佢嘅啫。
There should be no personal liking when you seek enlightenment.
喺你尋找開悟嘅過程裏邊，你唔應該有啲個人嘅偏好㗎。
Whether you like the teacher or not, if his English is good, it's good for you. If you want to learn English.
如果你想學英文嘅話呢，你無論嗰個先生你中唔中意都好啊，只要佢嘅英文係好嘅，你就應該係跟佢噶啦。
So if you want enlightenment, come for enlightenment alone. Don't look for personality, or don't look for the appearance of the teacher, whether it's male, female, short or tall, English or Chinese. So it's not important.
如果你係要追求開悟嘅話呢，你所要揾嘅就係一個名師，你唔應該去睇啲外表嘅高矮肥瘦啊等等嚟到判斷嘅。
Of course, if we have a companion or a guide who is nice looking, maybe talented, humorous, beautiful, then of course it's better for us. Otherwise, it's not very important.
當然啦，如果向外表睇上嚟係比較好睇、英俊、係靚啲嘅，當然就更加好啦。但係呢個唔係話好重要嘅。
But we must remember that one person can never satisfy everybody's taste. Therefore, that is not at all considered as the utmost important.
但唔好忘記咧，一個人冇可能適應咁多人嘅口味嘅，所以咧呢一點應該你哋要唔好作為一個考慮嘅重點嚟嘅。
The most important question is whether that person can give you the promised enlightenment and immediately or not.
最值得考慮嘅就係呢個人能唔能夠馬上俾到佢應承俾你嘅開悟呢？
Yesterday, the journalist asked me why the disciples always follow me. Perhaps because what I promise, I give them. If I promise them light and music from heaven, promise them wisdom, promise them happiness, loving kindness more and more every day, then that will be so.
尋日嗰位記者先生問我點解你有咁多徒弟成日跟住你呢？可能因為我能夠俾到我答應俾佢哋嘅所有嘅快樂、智慧等等，所以佢哋。
If I promise them God, then they will see God. Yeah.
如果我答應佢哋見到上帝，佢哋就會見到上帝。
And now in this lifetime, not waiting until we die.
就喺你在生嘅時候，唔需要等到你過身之後㗎。
If I promise them heaven, they will see heaven in this lifetime.
如果我答應
After that also, that is for sure. Yeah.
如果我答應佢哋能夠睇到天堂呢，佢哋喺啲在生嘅時候就可以睇到㗎啦，唔需要等到死後。當然喺佢死後亦都一樣可以睇到，繼續睇到。
If we wait until we die in order to know heaven or to know ourselves, it might be too late. We might not know it. At that time, who guarantees? Huh?
如果我哋等到死後先至企圖去認識天堂、認識我哋嘅真我呢，可能已經係太遲啦，因為嗰時冇人可以保證你㗎啦。
Of course, everyone's level of enlightenment will be different.
當然每個人嘅開悟嘅程度呢係唔同嘅。
And accordingly, the inner teacher will teach them to their best advantage.
咁裏邊嘅師傅呢，就會根據佢哋嘅等級嚟到教佢哋最好嘅嘢。
The real teaching is not always the same for everybody.
因為呢種教導呢係唔能夠話每個人一概而論㗎。
And more important is that you don't have to always stick around the teacher every day. You can learn it at home because the teaching is direct and from the inner channel.
最重要嘅係你唔需要時時跟住呢位師傅嘅，你可以喺屋企裏邊自己學習，因為呢個教導其實係經你哋裏邊嘅溝通嚟到教導嘅。
After the initiation, the line is established, just like you have applied for a telephone line in your home. And once it's connected, you can use it all the time. And you don't need to go to America to talk to that beloved person, but you can stay at home and talk to her. Of course, sometimes you meet each other face to face. That would be also better, nicer for both of us, because we are still in a physical dimension. And sometimes we need the physical contact.
呢種情況就係好似你已經申請咗一個電話線一樣，自從條電話線一搭通咗之後呢，你就可以同譬如話喺美國嘅人互相聯絡啦。當然呢，間中你哋能夠親自見下面都好嘅，因為始終你哋而家仲係一個肉體嘅情況之下。
But it's not always necessary in spiritual practice.
不過喺靈修上嚟講呢，呢個就唔係話好需要㗎。
But the physical contact is sometimes necessary because the disciples are still in not very high level and still like to see the teacher in person.
不過呢種實質上嘅接觸咧，有陣時亦都有需要，因為有啲徒弟仲唔係喺好高嘅境界，間中佢哋都希望真正接觸下呢個師傅嘅。
And later, when they are in the higher level, they still like to see the teacher in person because it's nice to see a good friend.
即使佢哋第日上到更高境界，佢都仍然係中意見到師傅嘅，因為佢哋都係好希望見到一個好朋友啊嘛。
And all attachments for worldly gain and profits, fame and name will just minimize day by day until it becomes none.
佢哋對呢個世界嘅名利嘅執着咧，會漸漸咁減少，直到冇為止嘅。佢哋對
we do things without personal motive,
佢哋做嘢咧
personal profit.
佢哋做嘢咧，再唔係為咗個人嘅動機而做啦。
Thank you for your enthusiastic support and attention.
好多謝各位嘅熱心支持同埋支持。
I feel very comfortable with you.
我覺得同你哋喺一齊咧，好高興，
loving crowd.
好可愛嘅一群，你哋係。
What is initiation?
I have mentioned it already, but if you want, I tell you again. It is the beginning of our homeward
因心係乜
journey.
嘢？
Yeah.
因心係乜嘢呢？因心就係我哋翻去我哋源頭嘅第一步。
It is the beginning of the awakening of self-realization.
呢個係我哋甦醒嘅第一步，真正認識自我嘅第一步。
At the time of initiation, I do nothing to you and I speak nothing.
喺印心嘅時候，我唔會做任何嘢，我唔會講任何嘢嘅。
But you will realize what you long to realize.
但你會認識到你一向所想認識嘅嘢。
And then you will know what to do every day to regain more knowledge of your great self, of your true self.
以後你每日就知道點樣做去攞翻你自己嘅真正偉大嘅自我啦。
And from that day, the inner master always stand by you 24 hours to help you in any circumstances that required.
由嗰日開始咧，你裏邊嘅師傅咧就會每日24小時咁陪住你，嚟到幫助你喺任何方面嘅。
In this world as well as beyond this world, until you reach complete realization.
喺呢個世界，喺另更高嘅世界，直到你得到最高嘅認識自我為止。
The initiation, therefore, is done in complete silence and difficult to describe to you in language.
所以印心咧係喺完全唔講嘢嘅情況之下進行嘅，而係好難用語言向你哋形容嘅。
We will give you some instruction like how to sit on, do not waver and do not move and things like that. But this is not initiation. The true initiation was complete silence. Yeah?
我哋會教你一啲關於姿勢上啊或者實質上嘅嘢，不過呢個並唔係個印心嘅本身，印心嘅本身係冇得講嘅。
Because these things are beyond this physical world, therefore we don't need language. Language is helpless in the spiritual dimension.
因為呢啲事係冇辦法用語言講出嚟嘅，呢啲靈修上嘅問題咧係冇辦法用世間嘅語言所講得出嚟嘅。
Otherwise, I would have written a book.
如果唔係我寫本書。
Is the Kuan Yin method a religion?
Nah. Otherwise, I would call it Kuan Yin religion.
問題問咧，觀音法門係唔係一個宗教嚟嘅？觀音法門就唔係一個宗教嚟嘅。
In the initiation form, we stated that you do not need to change your religion, or you do not need to join a new one, or not need to invent a new one, or do not need to change anything. Yeah?
喺印心表上面，我哋寫得好清楚嘅，你唔需要放棄以前任何宗教，亦都唔需要加入一個新嘅宗教嘅，你唔需要改變任何嘅嘢嘅。
The Kuan Yin method just help you to realize your true worth. That's all. And the religions are just half of it. For example, every religions talk about two sides. One is the physical moral standard, and the other one is heaven realization.
大多數宗教咧都分開兩部分嘅，一方面就係外表形式上嘅同埋道德上嘅道理，另外一部分咧就真正係去揾到呢個天國嘅真理嘅道理。
Our religions are fine as long as we realize the essence of that religion. Any religion essence is the same. I offer the essence, okay, not religions.
Do you know Chuang-Shi? What do you think of it?
莊子。
你認唔認識莊子咧？你覺得係點咧？
Oh, died about a few thousand years ago.
佢死咗成3000年啦。
What do you want to know about him?
仲想知道啲咩咧？
Anyhow, I had many tapes talk about Zhuang Zi. You can take some cassette home and listen to what I said about Zhuang Zi, because I cannot talk about a person who is so great in a few minutes. Yeah? So please get some tapes outside and listen. All right?
由於我唔能夠喺幾分鐘之內講關於一個咁偉大嘅人物咧，各位可以請出邊咧買一啲我曾經講過關於莊子嘅一啲錄音帶。
We are good friends.
我哋係好朋友嚟㗎。
Is it possible to introduce your message to children?
The children can learn also. From 6 years old, they can get initiation.
6歲以上嘅細路仔都可以接受印心㗎啦。
But only if they want it.
不過要佢哋自願先得。
The children have also their supreme wisdom as much as we have. So we don't force the children, but if they like it, they can have.
細路仔裏邊亦都有同我哋一樣嘅最高智慧嘅，所以我哋唔可以強迫佢。如果佢哋中意嘅話咧，可以俾佢哋接受嘅。
How does initiation link or complete meditation, or are they both independent?
After the initiation, then you know how to meditate.
印咗心之後，你哋先至知道點樣打坐啊嘛。
That's the link.
呢個就係嗰個關係啦。
Does it matter who teaches meditation?
It does matter. If the person who has no experience in going back to heaven, then how can he lead you to heaven? So if the teacher knows the way to heaven already, of course it is best for us. Not everyone at random.
傳授呢個方法俾你哋嗰個人係好重要嘅。如果嗰個人識得返天堂個路，佢當然可以教你嗰條路啦。如果佢根本都唔知點樣返天堂嘅路嘅，佢點能夠教個方法俾你呢？
When you have a close relative who are old and near the end, and they are deaf and illiterate and not intelligent, how can you convey to them the message in order that they achieve inner peace at the time of death?
Just convey and see how he reacts, because you never know who is not intelligent. Maybe we are the one who are not intelligent. Sometimes it's like that, yeah? We underestimate someone.
問題係，如果有一個好老又就快死嘅人，又唔識字又冇。
You made an in-depth study on the Baha'ism. Can you please share a few views of yours on the Baha'i faith?
Baha'i faith originally means brothers, brotherhood. So it's just the name for those who were enlightened at that time when the Baha'i faith started. Now later on it's left the name, just like other religions. So every religion has the good points. Yeah?
Baha'i 其實亦都係一種修行教派嘅一種嚟嘅，係一個兄弟會嘅以前一個名稱嚟嘅。不過到而家咧，亦都只係得返一個名稱喺度啦，已經冇咗實質㗎啦，同其他宗教都一樣。
Is the Kuan Yin method the same method as taught by Kuan Yin Bodhisattva?
Yeah.
觀音法門係唔係同觀音菩薩所教嘅法門一樣呢？係嘅。
I feel so much love for everyone and everything, but it is difficult to go out in the world and deal with separation, rudeness, unkindness, and maybe just the indifference. I take a deep breath and try to find the love every time, but I feel like I bleed. How can I respond to others in the same loving ways always?
Yeah, it's difficult because of the collective karmic atmosphere around those persons that you are dealing with. So try to look at him or her as their supreme power within themselves and forget the habits that they accumulated, forget the manner that they have been influenced by the surrounding and the society. But if you cannot, it's fine. Try again next time.
由於受到啲人們受到呢個共同業障氣氛嘅影響呢，佢哋嘅 行為咧係受到一定嘅影響嘅，咁我哋應該企圖咧就忘記咗佢哋啲嘢，而認識到佢哋其實亦都係一個偉大嘅力量喺佢裏邊嘅，咁就嘗試接受佢哋。如果唔得咧，亦都冇辦法啦。
Why is there no conflict between God, Christian, and Buddha? God said there is only one God. You cannot worship other gods.
Yeah, Buddha do not tell you to worship other God, did he? Buddha's also messengers from God. But the God he knows is different from the preconceived idea of the God you know. That's all. There's only one God, the one all-loving, all-pervading, all-omnipresent power. That's what we call God. And we are the offsprings. And Buddha is one of the offsprings. When a person is enlightened, he reached the state of Buddhahood or Christ. And that person is one with the Almighty power. And no separation between the original and the offspring. At that time, there is God or there is no God. There's no difference to that person at all. He might not know there is God because he and God is one. Of course he knows, but he doesn't discriminate like the way we do. The way we look at things are different from the way an enlightened person look at things.
雖然聖經上邊咧話上帝就只係得一個上帝嘅啫，但其實上帝同埋佛咧亦其實都一樣嘅。佛亦都係由上帝嗰度嚟嘅，由嗰至高嗰度力量嗰度嚟嘅。當一個人明白咗呢個道理之後咧，佢就會認識到咧，其實上帝同佛咧係冇分別嘅。
Supreme Master Ching Hai's lectures are not a complete meditation instruction. Please do not try alone. For free of charge guidance, please visit www.godsdirectcontact.org or contact any of our centers near you.
感謝你收睇今日嘅智慧之語。聽日請繼續觀賞清海無上師提升人心嘅開示，重獲內在至高力量最後一集嘅播出。而家請繼續收睇無上師電視台嘅藝術與靈性節目，焦點新聞後馬上為你播出。喺上帝無邊恩典下，願地球所有眾生喺祥和同慈愛中和睦共存。We thank you for your kind-hearted company for today's segment of Words of Wisdom. Join us again tomorrow for the conclusion of Supreme Master Ching Hai's elevating lecture, Rediscover the Supreme Power Within Yourself. And now, please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for a journey through aesthetic realms, right after Nocturne News. Through God's boundless grace, may all inhabitants of our planet Earth coexist in peaceful harmony and loving kindness.
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/WOW